Welcome to another episode of the Coffee Conversation Show powered by the Emerging India Forum, TIF, and our tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Series is The Emerging Cybersec Professional, and theme is What's Inside the Mind of a Cybersecurity Leader and Ethical Hacker. So, friends, we have with us Harsh Parekh, the founder and CEO of Securze, a company dedicated to enhancing cyber resilience for business globally. We are at Puresen, the chocolate bar. Harsh has been ranked among the top 40 hackers in India on the HackerOne Leaderboard in 2022. He has not only made significant strides in the field of cybersecurity, but has also established himself as a thought leader and mentor to many aspiring professionals. So, friends, this will be a lovely conversation having with Harsh into the field of cybersecurity, into ethical hacking, and so many other things. So, welcome Harsh to today's coffee conversation.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So, friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation, a legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech, and an author of 15 ebooks. So, I just explained to you the format. Harsh, we have got three rounds. You must be aware of the two. The third round is the surprise, the rapid fire, the fun round.
Okay.
If you have to be very quick, funny, and witty, and you will win this book. Is your organization cyber healthy?
Okay.
So let's begin. Uh, Harsh, my first question will be: what's the story behind the name Securze, and what inspired you to start your own cybersecurity company, and how has the journey been till date?
Okay. So, to explain you the journey, why I started Securze, I'd like to go a couple of years prior. My actual journey in cybersecurity started when I was around in my sixth grade, when I newly got access to technology. The internet was new. There were advancements in mobile phones. You got touchscreen phones around that point of time, and there was a lot of boom around hacking as well. But at that point of time, the major attacks were call spamming, SMS spamming, DDoS attacks. This is all what is booming. And personally, I was also into technology a lot. I got access to technology as well during my earlier days when I was in the sixth, seventh grade. And that's where I got an interest in cybersecurity. So, like since time memorial, I have been learning about different attacks at that point of time, and slowly this entire cybersecurity industry, it has evolved now we have attacks around RFIDs, we have attacks over radio frequencies, around IRs, around mobile phones, around Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, everything. So looking at this entire spectrum, how things have evolved over years, with my knowledge, I personally wanted to help people around us, all the businesses that are facing cyber attacks right now. A single cyber attack can take down an entire business, right? It takes seconds of time for an attacker to actually take down the entire business by just stopping the servers that are running at that point of time. And this type of incidents are very harmful for businesses. With my knowledge that I have over all the years, I personally wanted to help businesses and to share this knowledge with them. That is the very reason I started Securze. And coming to the second question, the name behind Secure, what is the name? What is the meaning of the name Securze? So it's divided into two parts. The word secure, it stands for security. It emphasizes that we are a cybersecurity company. And the Z, it's more of a Gen Z culture name, which basically gives us an extra tone of Securze.
Wow. Okay. Uh, Now, Harsh, what role does ethical hacking play in your day-to-day operation, and how do you balance it with compliance requirements?
Interesting. So I like to divide this both into two parts.
Yeah.
The ethical hacking is more of a more advanced thing, and compliance is more of, I believe, a writing thing, on paper thing. So both play a role together. They both go parallelly to run businesses better. What role does ethical hacking play in my day-to-day life? So we do penetration testing every single day for businesses around the world, around the globe. We do We do security testing for websites, for mobile applications, for network infrastructures, for IoT devices, for a lot of things that run over the internet and on the intranet. So my day-to-day task is conducting penetration testing or ethical hacking in simple words on all these devices. And coming to your second question, compliance. So what happens is, in order for a business to run smoothly, now a business of size, let's say Sony or HCL or Dell, it cannot monitor all the tasks, all the cybersecurity tasks, or all the cybersecurity responsibilities on its own. We require documentation. So that's where compliance takes a very important part. So what happens is, there is a on-paper checklist. There are standard checklists such as ISO or PCI DSS or HIPAA or GDPR. So businesses, they follow this standard checklist. We help them follow the standard checklist as well, so that a business can track, okay, have we completed this particular task in order to strengthen our cybersecurity structure or not. And that's how both of these things run parallel for us. At one side, we do penetration testing, ethical hacking for businesses to help them identify what are the different cyber threats they are facing with their existing technology. And on the other part, we help them with compliance, where we basically check all the security controls that they've implemented through a ethical hacking test in their organization. Have they implemented it properly or not? Are they missing out something or not? So both these things run parallelly.
Wow. Okay. Now, I'd like to dive more into ethical hacking. What got you interested, excited being an ethical hacker? And if someone wants to be an ethical hacker, a young Gen Z who's doing a studying in IT college. So, what should be the preparations to become an ethical hacker? You have seen now, I've been going around having coffee conversations. I've been invited to colleges, and I've seen youngsters right from the age of, like you have also started from sixth standard. I've seen a couple of youngsters. So, what should be the preparations they should start making to be an ethical hacker? My first one.
So to start your career in ethical hacking, I believe a person who wants to start his career should first focus on the evolving technology. Okay, because speeding up yourself with the technology, staying with the new technology is more important nowadays. Second most important thing is to understand how the technology is working and how the current technology is actually defending you against cyber threats. So this comes under SOC, also known as Security Operations Center. So if you are starting out your career in cybersecurity, learn about Security Operations Center. That is the first thing, because the SOC, or the Security Operations Center, it will basically be a center which will be monitoring your payloads, which will be monitoring your attacks, right? So they are the person who will be detecting you the first and then stopping you. Step number one, understand SOC, learn how defense is working in cybersecurity. Only then you will be able to bypass it. Second most important thing, learn attacking. Now, once you know that, okay, this is how defense is working, this is how the tools are working in defending, obviously you will be learning parallelly about attacking as well. Learn about advanced attacking. Learn about different tools that are used in the industry to attack. More advanced, learn about scripting. How can you actually script your own payloads? Because the tools that we have in the market right now, for example, a very simple tool is Wazoo, which is open source. It's a SOC tool. If an organization has deployed it in its premises, I assume it's quite not that easy for anyone to just bypass it, because there are a lot of AV detections working in it. This Octim is already tracing you everywhere. Okay, this is the system that got compromised. So in order for you to actually be skillful in ethical hacking, you should be learning about defense first. Second step, attacking. Everything is available right now on the internet. You might not find YouTube videos about advanced payload creation and all, so don't search for it on YouTube. You can learn about basics on YouTube, how tools are working, but then step 2, go on GitHub, join Discord servers, go on Twitter, where you will actually find information, where people are posting different payloads, where people are sharing their knowledge, and that can help you evolve. You can also take courses if you want, but to my understanding, even the courses teach very basic thing. They won't go advanced, because it is not possible for anyone in this industry to actually teach you the advanced stuff unless and until you go hands-on in the industry. If you want to go hands-on, there is a specific industry, I would say, sector in ethical hacking, which is called bug bounties. You can always do bug bounties. What exactly is a bug bounty? So assume there is a company, Sony, once again. So Sony has a bug bounty program. So Sony invites everyone in this world who have skills to show them how can they actually get hacked. So Facebook does it, Apple does it, Microsoft does it, Sony, every single big company in this world has a bug bounty program of their own. You can practice your skills there legally. There is nothing illegal. If you just barge into any network and start hacking it, you take the network down or you attack their Wi-Fi network, it's highly illegal, right? So if you want to practice your skills, go for bug bounty programs. Those are 100% legals. You can do whatever attack you want. You just have to make sure that you don't take the network down. You just show them the impact. So that's gonna evolve your skills, help you get more advanced, and the challenges would be real world. More important. Because a company like Sony or Facebook has top-notch cybersecurity teams. They exactly know what are the latest payloads. They have the best tools in the market. They spend millions of dollars on cybersecurity every single year. So you would be targeting not a small startup. You will be targeting big companies over there, learning real things, how networks are working, how networks are designed, how complex it is to actually create a payload, send the payload, how complex it is to actually extract the information. Everything would be very thrilling for you. So learn SOC, learn attacking, go to bug bounty programs, practice your skills, keep practicing. It's going to take time. It's going to take around 3 to 4 years for you to be skillful and to get that hands-on experience on all different types of technologies. It's not going to happen in 1 year or 1.5 years. It's going to take time. Stick to this. If you want to practice more, if you want to have labels, go for certifications. We have OSCP, OSWE, EJPT, CH. These are all the certifications. To my understanding, certifications are great. They help you with a good skill level badge that, okay, this person is an OSCP. So it definitely helps you, enhance your skills. But getting into more real world pen testing scenarios, it's going to help you much, much more. Apart from that, there is one more sector in cybersecurity. If you want to try, it's called physical penetration testing, which is much more thrilling and interesting actually. So everything that we talked right now is, on the network. It's all remote kind of thing. It's all wireless. But what is actually physical penetration testing? So if you understand, offices nowadays, they have key cards for you to enter, right? So what a person does is, what an employer does is, he will have a key card. He will basically tap the key card on the booth, on the entry gate, and the gates open. Simple, right? These key cards, they basically share information over wireless networks as well. They use RFIDs. We have cars, they work on RF, radio frequency. We tap the key and the car gets unlocked. So it is transmitting a radio frequency. The entire network, the radio frequency network, the FMs and everything around us, the antennas, the towers, the telecom sector, GSM, everything is working on wireless networks. This also has cyber threats, right? All these things. So the radio frequency they all come under wireless pen testing, and the RFID stuff, it all comes under physical penetration testing. So you can also explore both sectors if you want. Start learning about this kind of things. A couple of videos are available on YouTube, but more information definitely available on Twitter, Discord, and GitHub.
Wow. Okay. This bug bounty program, are they Indian companies, any Indian company or any in India? How any Indian companies have implemented such kind of programs? Like foreign companies have done, and they have got big budgets and doing it. But how has India adapted to this kind of scenarios?
So the bug bounty landscape in India is actually growing. Companies are adopting this way of identifying issues. They are understanding that it is important to crowdsource cybersecurity as well, because what happens is there are a lot of good hackers in this industry, and when you are paying them to identify bugs in your systems, why won't they do that? Everyone wants money, right? And they are paying good amount in India as well. So they basically allow all the hackers in the world to come and identify security issues in their system. Companies like Razorpay, Zerodha, they have excellent bug bounty programs. They pay good amount to the security professionals who identify bugs in them, and people are working on this thing. So bug bounty in India is also evolving, and I'll see coming next 10 years, a lot of companies, even the startups, would have bug bounty programs, because overall the cybersecurity is going to evolve.
Wow. So my next question will be, have you been part of any penetration like we see in the movies. Have you seen that excitement personally? So can you share some scenario where you've been part of like that happens in the movies where we see?
Okay, interesting. We do penetration testing every single day, and apart from what they show in the movies, it's actually a lot different in real world. Because in movies they show all the thrill, like someone would just tap enter and he gets access to the network. It's not gonna work in real world, right? So things happen a bit differently here. In real world, the things are a bit silent. We have to stay silent. We don't have to create a lot of noise. We do not have to create any kind of buzz around the network, whereas in movies they create a buzz and do all those things. It's actually very thrilling because even for us, there is a very complex network of a bank, for example. I'll tell you a real case study.
Yeah.
There is a very complex network of a bank, and we have to penetrate the bank network. Now, banks, they work at very different levels. They have ATM switches working at one place, and the switch is connected to the CBS somewhere in the back end, and there is a lot of complex network going on. Now, if we get access to, let's say, a switch, okay, let's say we get access to an ATM machine. That can be any scenario. It can be remotely configured, or maybe we get physical access to it in somehow. From traveling from that switch network to the CBS is a whole different level of thing, right? There are a lot of different security controls in between. So what they show in the movies is actually very different than what we do. So it's more thrilling in real life as compared to what they show in the movies, and the knowledge, the skills that are required from pivoting yourself from the external network to the internal network, or doing anything around the complex networks of big organizations, is actually very, very difficult. At the same time, it's very much exciting.
Wow. Okay. Now let's go to this question. You have been ranked among the 40 hackers in India on the HackerOne Leaderboard in 2022. So what were the parameters at HackerOne, and if someone wants to be ranked as a top hacker, so what are the preparations and skill set he or she should have?
Okay, so let me just quickly explain what HackerOne is. We previously talked about bug bounties, and HackerOne is a centralized platform that allows these different companies to host managed bug bounty programs. So what HackerOne does is, a company comes to HackerOne and they basically say, host our bug bounty program. HackerOne manages everything for the company, including the payouts, including onboarding hackers, identifying vulnerabilities, like whatever the hacker reports, someone has to identify it, right? Whether it is real or not. Is this a fake report, or is this a real vulnerability that exists in the network? HackerOne does everything for it. The parameters that work on HackerOne to give you, the stats, like who are the top hackers, it works on quarterly basis and yearly basis, quarterly basis, everything. They have different stats, and there are different sectors where you hack. So HackerOne accepts everything. They have IoT platforms, they have web applications, mobile applications, they have complex network infrastructures, they have almost everything on their platform. So what you do is, as a hacker, when you go on the platform, you can basically hack into different stuff. You report the vulnerability. Based on the severity of the vulnerability, they give you scorings. All right. This is called signal. So every quarter, every 90 days, there is a signal generated, and number of reports that you give in that quarter, accordingly the signal is added. So the more number of reports you give, the more vulnerabilities you report, accordingly the signal grows. This is one of the major stats that basically that's how the leaderboard is generated every single quarter and every single year. And coming to the next question, the skill sets that are required for anyone to be in the top hackers list is, as explained, you should be learning new technologies. That is more important. Understanding how the technology is working, understanding how can you attack the technology, what are the loopholes. You should be skilled enough to identify what are these different loopholes in this particular technology, or how this technology has evolved from an existing technology. Okay, so for example, let's assume there is something wireless right now. Okay, from wireless we evolved to some other technology, okay, on top of it, whose base is actually wireless, but we are now building something else on it. It might carry the same vulnerabilities that wireless is carrying, right? Now, to understand what can you exactly exploit in the technology stack is your skills. So to develop that skills, you need to once again get hands-on in the industry, learn about SOC, defensive, learn about attacking, and then keep on practicing it all the time.
Wow. Okay. Now, uh, as a leader, Harsh, how do you ensure your team stays updated with latest cybersecurity threats and technologies?
Okay. So we have a process, and this process is the most important thing in our company. So what happens is each and every security consultant at Securze, my entire team, we have a rule. Every single morning they come in, 10 o'clock at office. They have to read. They have to read latest blogs that are posted by other hackers. They have to either watch videos about some case studies or new research. They have to stay updated. This is one of the most major thing in our industry that I personally used during my time, and I have this rule in my company that every single day you have to read, no matter what. For 1.5 hour in the morning, they all do research about latest blogs that are posted by top hackers, or maybe some interesting personalities, or if there is an interesting exploit in the industry right now on, let's say, Facebook, or let's say some on some IoT device, or something else is compromised, then doing research on how that particular bank was compromised or what exactly happened is the day-to-day task every single day, and that's how they stay updated on what exactly is happening in the industry.
Wow. Okay. Uh, when you take up a cybersecurity project, so what are the preparations you and your team do?
Okay, nice. Let's so a cybersecurity project has different types of requirements. Definitely, if it's let's say wireless penetration testing, then we would have all our tools. We would require alpha adapters. So we'll take the alpha adapters in our case. We would require something that we would require our software tools. So those are into our machines already. Then we would require, let's say, a custom ESP32 board that we have developed in house to conduct wireless attacks. If the alpha adapter is not working for some reasons on us, we'll always use our tools. So there are a couple of tools that we have handy. We immediately take our suitcase and we go to the site on premises to conduct the attack. If it is, let's say, a web application penetration testing kind of project, mobile application penetration testing, then we require our softwares, and we have our in-house tools developed. We have physical devices on which we test all these mobile applications. So those things are available in the office. We can immediately onboard the project and start testing. And for network infrastructure testing, it depends case to case what exactly we are testing. If it's RFID kind of stuff, we have our tools once again. We take those tools, they are all ready all the time, and we can always immediately start the project.
Wow. Okay. Harsh, you have an training experience of 7,000 corporate trainees till date. So congratulations. So how's the experience been from day one till date?
The experience has been great. I have interacted with every single kind of person in this, from a newbie, from very starter with no knowledge of cybersecurity, just with little knowledge of development, or a techie guy, to the most advanced people in the industry, including people who do law enforcement, law enforcement, forensics people, government agencies, police officials. I've trained all the corporate employees into IT security, into development. So all the tech kind of people, I have interacted with them. Even the non-tech people, when we conduct awareness trainings, we have interacted with them. The experience has been amazing. How people think cybersecurity is, the questions that they ask, the mostly the non-tech people, they have very good questions sometimes, and it also gives us ideas like, okay, this is also possible if this person is thinking in such a way, and that gives us a new attack vector sometimes. Or if we talk about the tech people, they have all techie questions about, okay, what can happen over here, what can happen over here. So the conversations that I had with them behind the scenes were amazing. Even during the training sessions, hands-on training with them has been really, really amazing for me. So the experience has been great.
Wow. So now you have worked with cyber security police personnel. So how have they adapted to new forms of cyber crimes happening in today's world?
So definitely the cybersecurity police is evolving with technology. We have some of the great tools in the market right now. And they have also built their own custom tools in-house, which basically helps, जो fraudsters होते हैं सारे, to catch them. It has become quite easy based on all the tools that we have developed, but at the same time a lot of good work is more required because even the fraudsters are using new technology every single day, and the cyber police is definitely working on it.
Yeah, that's very good because I've watched a serial of Jamtara and how cybersecurity, your police officers, cybercrime, they have been in the forefront and caught those, what do you say, yeah, hackers, scammers using a database in, what do you say, in a village, in what do you say, very quick. So yes, police officers have adapted, and people like you are there to train them, to help them, equip them with all the new tools, technologies, supporting them in this, because this field is ever evolving, and security professionals from the government side need your support.
Correct.
So now, let's go to your company, Securze. What are your future plans, and where do you see your company growing in the next 5 years?
Okay. Um, so my future plans is, number one, we want to make sure that we help maximum number of businesses around here in India, because we want to make sure that India becomes one of the greatest power in cybersecurity. With our knowledge, our skills that we have, we want maximum businesses to benefit from it. That is the most important thing for us. So next 5 years, we want to make sure every single company, starting from a startup, they should be serious about cybersecurity. That is one of the most important thing we want to take with us. We want to spread awareness. We want to help from startups to the biggest companies that we have over in India. We want to help everyone and make sure that India becomes a cyber power as well. None of our companies in India should be one of the victims of biggest data breach. More important, the government sector as well, because they carry the most critical data lying around. So we want to make sure that the government sector, we also help them a lot, and make sure that none of the Indian companies, they become victim of a cyber target, a cyber attack that causes a huge, that becomes a big, that becomes a big risk to the Indian economy, the Indian people, or everything. Because data is the new oil. You must have heard this line from Ambani sir, and this is going to be very, very, very important in the future, because with the help of artificial intelligence, the data that is fed to artificial intelligence, what is that data exactly? A lot of times, right, that data is the leaked data. How do you gather all the data? So everything is combined one into the another, and feeding AI something sensitive like personal records, and training the AI in such a way that it becomes something very destructive for human, is actually a very big problem. A simple example is deepfake images. Right, nowadays you can create image of a person. Now, what was the data that was given to the training, the training model? Right, it is the actual image of a person, right? So what kind of, if you want to create, let's say, my face, okay, something similar to my face for any purpose, what data would you give to it? My face, right? And from where do you get my face? Either social media, otherwise some leaked data. So there are a lot of threats like this, and we have to make sure that from now coming on into the future, we make sure that the Indian companies, the Indian infrastructure, cybersecurity structure becomes very strong. We don't leak any kind of sensitive data, not only just the personal data of all the people around here in India, but even there is a lot of more sensitive data, the government records, where we go to military, they have a lot of sensitive data working around. So we want to make sure that India becomes a cyber power, and we don't become, we should evolve with the technology, and we don't become victim to a cyber attack. This is what the goal for next 5 years is.
Interesting. Mike, I've got a curiosity question. We have talked about ethical hacking. Now let's go to what do you say, hackers on the wrong side of the law. How do they come up with new ways of harming someone, harming a company, harming a reputation, ruining a life of the families, everything, and how they become so, what do you say, yeah, like there are robots of another breed.
Okay. So in cybersecurity, there are certain attacks which are most widely performed by hackers to either ruin an organization or to ruin a specific person or to steal money, etc. Some of the attacks are ransomware attack, which is one of the deadliest attack that can happen to someone, because many times it is very difficult to recover from a ransomware attack. Okay, based on the encryption that is used and etc. All the parameters work, and in order to target a specific individual, one of the attack that is used is called social engineering. The problem over here is, we as people, we don't understand what will happen if I put my personal data on internet, and how much I'm exposing myself. So if I want to ruin someone's life, which obviously we don't want to, but if a hacker wants to ruin someone's, if he wants to capture information about someone, he would basically go on internet. There are tools which are data scrapers. When you input a specific username to it or a specific name to it, it will scan all the social media sites for you, the entire internet, and it will give you everything that matches that particular name. So it becomes very easy for an attacker now to capture personal data about a person. Once you gather all the personal data, you can do different kind of things, like generate fake images sometimes, or target that specific person by some kind of attack, like creating urgency, or a phishing attack over the call, or a wishing attack that we say. You basically create emergencies on calls and ask for money. These are all the simple attacks that are conducted. More important, ruin someone's personal life. Deepfake attacks are one of the most dangerous attacks right now that are on the internet. You can generate fake images of someone. In the corporate area, there is data breach, there is ransomware attack, there is phishing attack. All these attacks, they come with new varieties now. Okay, so hackers, they understand that in a corporate, in an office, the employees are now well aware of different simple phishing attacks. Okay, so they do some kind of tampering around the email. They create an email in such a way that it is very trustworthy. They create emergencies. They use all different types of formulations to attack a specific individual, along paired with social engineering as well, and then they try to attack a particular entity. It can be an IT person, it can also be a non-IT person, it can be a C executive, a director. Most of the cyber attacks happen because of human error. Okay, so a user clicked on a phishing email, which allowed the attacker to install a virus in the system or to capture some data from the browser through malicious extension, etc. So this human error is actually one of the most important factor in cybersecurity, apart from the technology, because the technology has evolved enough to detect phishing attacks as well, to detect malicious malware as well. But if a user himself is installing a malware, that cannot be stopped, right? Because the user has basically allowed the system to do it. So most of the attacks happen because of human error. Hackers, they try to trick the human instead of the technology, and once the human is tricked, you get access to the system.
Wow. So now, Harsh, there are two serials right now going, and about two incidents of cyber crimes. One serial is where in this, what do you say, Wagle Ki Dunia, where there is an incident of deepfake of voice personification. So now this sister is there, where she is alert and knows how her brother addresses her. So I want to ask you from your side, how can in the fake crimes, the victim's family should be aware and alert by whatever is happening to them is a scam?
Okay. In order to identify that whatever happening to them is a scam, they should be first of all able to understand that this video is a deepfake video for us, and there are or audio or an image. So there are certain parameters that the technology is not able to fulfill right now, and they should be quite visible if you look closely. For example, if we take a deepfake video as an example, if you ever look at a deepfake video, what happens is that the person's neck is not moving. Sometimes only the face is moving, right? Or there might be glitches around in the video, or the video is stopping, or the lip movement is not proper along with the audio. These are certain parameters that you might see very clearly in the video. Understand it's a deepfake video. Okay, the background is not moving, or the background is completely blurred out. This is another parameter that basically states it's a deepfake video, and the audio and the lip sync is not correct. This is the most common thing in the video. The glitches can be solved. Sometimes it's not possible like sometimes the graphic unit might create glitches while rendering the video, but the lip sync is one of the most common factor. When it comes to images, sometimes the image is it just looks like it's AI generated a lot of times. You can also check the metadata of the images, because hackers might not clear the metadata of the image, and there are certain tools available right now for mobile phones or websites that allows you to check the metadata. So you can basically verify it's an AI generated image or not, who has created the image, when the image was created, etc. From a more technical perspective. When it comes to just looking at the photo, you might just feel like that this is an AI generated image, the hairs are not proper,
Yes.
or the skin tone is not proper. This is not how the nose looks, or this is not how the eye of the person looks like. When it comes to audio, the audio might not be very much, I say, easy to understand because of all the audio editing technologies right now that we have. But in certain cases, you might be able to understand it if the audio is very clear, or sometimes the audio might be very muddy. So that just doesn't sound natural. Okay, so you understand the natural tonality of the audio, and that's how you can understand it's a deepfake audio or not. A lot of times they use a lot of technology to make sure that the audio is very clean, so it becomes quite difficult to understand. But if the audio is very muddy, robotic sound, agar aisa kuch hai, you understand it's a deepfake audio.
So, like in this serial, uh, the sister identifies the way her brother was addressing her, Sakhi Didi.
Okay.
And this the scammer who called was addressing her as Sakhi Di. So, what I'll say to my viewers out there, be alert, recollect how your family member is communicating, ask questions. So you'll come to know okay, whether it's your family member is in real distress. So it may be family member may be in distress. So then what will happen? But there are scams happening out there. So when you are in alertness and you're not, what do you say, scared and act because of my family member is in deep trouble. You should be calm yourself and then recollect how your family members communicating with you in what ways, how is a tone, then you come to know. So this way, Sakhi catches and immediately calls her brother and find out by he had called, does he require this XYZ amount and is he in trouble? And he says, no, I have not called up. And that way she comes to know. So now my next question is related to cyber stalking, which this Pushpa Impossible, where this case of cyber stalking is happening,
Okay.
Where the girl should participate in an ad, and it's on a social message, and there is one what do you say antagonist. He is started cyber stalking on the Instagram on her reels and
Okay.
is commented in a bad way. So how can family members not get entangled in that by the cyber stalker? What should the family member should do in such cases?
Okay. So definitely, there are police officials available to help you out. That is the first thing. They can basically help you out, identify who the Instagram stalker is, who created that bad comment, right? So you can take help of the law enforcement or your local cybersecurity police station. That is the one thing. Do not try to engage yourself with the scammer or with the threat actor, because he might be a big threat than you think. Sometimes he might damage the reputation of your family, of your son or your daughter. Anything can happen bad if if it's so. That is one of the most important thing that you should be doing. Take help of a cybersecurity professional or police. They will be able to help you out better. And second thing, most important, do not overexpose yourself on the internet more than required. Do not. I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say you go to Goa. It is not necessary that you post the image right away as soon as you go on the beach. You do not have to click a photo and post it right away at that point of time and tag that I'm in Goa, because now I can track you very easily.
Yes,
Right?
GPS.
So do not do this thing. You you post the image 2-3 days later, 4 days later. Like that's how you stay a bit advanced from the time, and like no one will be able to track you in sorry, in real life. Like right now this person is over here, right now that person is there. Second thing, do not overexpose yourself, do not show everything that you do, because if someone is really stalking you, if someone is really tracking you, that becomes a very big problem. For example, you must have heard about the Elon Musk case, where a person created a software, a simple software to track the air flight of Elon Musk. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
So what that person did is using the open AI, not the actual chat GPT, the open AI, sorry, using, I'll restart, wo cut kar dena, using the open APIs that are available on the internet. A person simply, what he did is he was tracking all the airplanes, like where the airplane is going, where the airplane is not going. Okay, there is also an app available which basically allows you to track airplanes.
I know.
And the Elon Musk airplane was also there. So that was a threat to Elon Musk now as a person, and he basically came to the Twitter and he asked the person not to do it. He was basically posting every single tweet where Elon Musk is there right now. So if Elon Musk, he can understand that this is a threat to me, why can't the normal people also understand the same thing? Because it's a threat to you as well, right? So do not overexpose yourself. You should stay anonymous. Internet is full of people who are bad, who are good. You don't know how someone is using your information. It can be good, it can be bad. Someone might be posting your photo on their social media. You might not know at this point of time. Or someone might be creating some deep fake photos and videos and selling it around, right? So it's all about your data, your privacy. Take it seriously and understand what are you posting, what are you not, and where you should stop yourself from posting. These are some of the major parameters you should take in consideration, and make sure that you don't become victim to a cyber attack like deepfake or anything else.
Wow. So now, who are your mentors or role models, or who has influenced you from the world of cybersecurity and ethical hacking?
Okay. So coming down to my mentors, I have kind of a lot of mentors, I would say, because a lot of people have taught me a lot of stuff on the internet, in the community. But there are few names that I always follow around. One of them is Jason Haddix. I like that guy a lot because of his methodologies, his way of thinking, his way of attacking, his knowledge, everything that he posts around. And coming down to business, I also have certain personalities who I like to be mentored by, and one of them is the Ambani family. The reason being, they are always thinking about better India, how to help the people of India, how to help businesses of India, the government of India. Everything that they do is on a large scale for the betterment of the country, and that's what I also aspire, because I want to make sure that as in a leadership role, I make sure that I do something really good in my life that benefits the people around me, and why not do it on the large scale? So I do follow the Ambanis a lot, and I love how they aspire me as well to do the same.
Wow. Okay. Harsh, in your opinion, how has the cyber security landscape evolved over the few years, particularly in India?
So with the evolving technology that we have right now, definitely the cyberspace has also evolved. We have good tools right now in the industry, and a lot of people don't know about this at all. But we have some really good tools here in India. When it comes to there are new technologies that we might not talk about, but there are drones right now spying around. We need good technology to stop that drone, right? And we have the technology over here in India. There are drone jammers that work on very good high frequencies. Then we have when it comes to wireless technologies, the RFs, we have some really good technology at that part of time. We have good resources over here in India who work on threat intelligence to identify different threats on the dark web for India. So the cyberspace, when it comes to proprietary information about India, the government, the corporates, everything, we have great resources over here, great talent, great skills, and this resources, the skills would be evolving over time. We have the new generation coming up, the Gen Zs, who are much more aspiring to the same class of to the cybersecurity industry, and all these people would definitely take forward the entire cybersecurity industry. Most of the startups that work on AI plus cybersecurity, we have them in India as well. They are working on great tools to identify different threats for the government, for the corporates, and this would really create a good boom in the cybersecurity industry in India.
Wow. Okay. That was your professional journey. Now let's go to your personal journey. Okay. Uh, so Harsh,
Hmm.
what are your memories at Universal College of Engineering, and what actions did you do over there?
I have some great memories back of my college. I still remember them. We were a group of four people actually, and out of the four, we three were hackers. So we used to do a lot of good hacking around, building projects ourselves, understanding new things. We used to work together on multiple projects as well. So my life at Universal had been amazing because of the people I got there, the friends I made, and the group that I had.
Wow. Okay. What hobbies or activities or creative pursuits you are doing right now, or from your childhood you have uh, built up and continue doing?
I've always been into music right
Mhm.
from my childhood. So I like playing my guitar. That is one of the hobby that I have, and I like riding bike a lot. So I go on long trips around over in Mumbai, outside Mumbai, in mountains whenever I get time. Those are the two hobbies I have.
Wow. Okay. Uh, how does a weekend look for you?
Bike riding, staying at home with my family, and guitar. I'm also learning keyboard right now.
Hmm,
I actually already know, but I'm going more advanced right now. So that is an add-up thing.
that's interesting. Okay. Now, how do you stay connected with your peers from the cybersecurity community?
I visit multiple events in the year. So in these events, there are a lot of good people around, and some of my old friends. They always come and meet me. Otherwise, social media, Discord, and Twitter are always there, which helps me get connected.
Okay. See, so your work is very demanding and stressful. So how do you uh, do activities to de-stress yourself?
Actually, I don't take stress at all. Yeah, I've learned that thing that taking stress helps not at all. So what I know one thing is I am a huge believer in our scriptures, and
Mhm.
the scriptures teach one thing that there is you don't have control over anything,
Yes,
right? So you just do your karma. You make sure that you give your best at any point of time. Doesn't matter how much work you have to do. You give your best and leave the rest. So that has always worked for me. There is no stress at any point of time, and everything works for me out.
that's interesting. Yes, true, very true. Okay. Uh, if you're not a cyber security professional or ethical hacker, what other options you had in mind?
Definitely music. I've always been into music, and I might have my own band.
Mhm.
That is one possibility. I might be a lead guitarist there, and I would have definitely been into music production of music.
That's interesting. So, describe Harsh in one line.
Strategic, enthusiastic, and cybersecurity driven.
Okay. How would like the world to know Harsh?
Sorry.
How do you like to know the world, Harsh, as a person?
Okay.
From beside the cybersecurity community
Hmm.
for the larger world, for your family, for your friends, from non-cybersecurity community.
Okay. I like people to recognize me as a good person for them, a helpful person who would always be counted on, and more important, I want to do good. I want to do good work for the world around here. I want to make sure that I give my best for everything that I do to anyone, and that's how I want to be recognized to others.
Wow. So now, let's have some fun.
Okay.
The rapid fire. Uh, you're an early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Okay. Your favorite cybersecurity tool?
It's Bob suit.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Nothing. I don't drink
But
anything.
let's raise the toast. Since we are at coffee conversation. Thank you. The best piece of advice you have ever received?
Focus on your karma. Don't think about the results.
Wow. Okay. Your go-to comfort food?
I like dosa.
Okay. Since you're a Gujarati, so which is your favorite Gujarati food dish?
Khaman dokla.
Okay. Uh, so, uh, which kind of music do you like?
I like rock.
Okay. And from the bikes, which bike do you like?
I like sports bike. Specifically, that one goes above 300 cc because that gives you a lot of
So,
thrill.
which one? Which brand?
Yamaha.
Okay. Uh,
In India, we don't have 300 cc bikes mostly running on the road, but that definitely gives a thrill. The roads are not made for 300 cc.
yes.
यहाँ पे.
I saw one this apna, what do you say, Ferrari with a low, what do you say, touching the road, and that person was driving Mazgaon area.
Oh my god.
बाप रे, and in Mazgaon there are too many speed breakers. मैं बोला कि वहाँ पे तेरी
You're
क्या
not getting
होने
a
वाला है?
Ferrari in the original.
क्या होने वाला है तेरी ये नीचे का हालत क्या होने वाली है? And it goes to a garage तो गया वो
Oh my god.
कितना तेरा बिल आ जाएगा, but you get a thrill
Hmm.
कि भाई लिया है तो ड्राइव करना ही है.
बराबर.
Okay. Your favorite color?
Black.
Okay. What's your go-to method for staying sharp in cybersecurity?
What's your?
What's your go-to method for staying sharp in cybersecurity?
Understanding new technology, understanding what they have implemented, and then basically trying to breach it, attack it in different methods.
Wow.
Understand the core basics.
So you have done very well, and you get this
Thank you.
ebook, which is autographed. So friends, it was a lovely conversation having with Harsh, his journey. So do watch this episode where you will get a lot of insights on cybersecurity, on ethical hacking, on how to stay safe. So family out there, watch this episode where you get tips on how to be not get affected by deep fake from voice modulation, from the images, from the videos, from for the corporates, vulnerability, penetration. So this is the episode you get to watch, and he has done training sessions, 7,000. That is a huge number. Training government officers, their students, so many people out there. It's very remarkable journey at this young age. He has achieved a lot, and besides cybersecurity, he has got interest in playing guitar, learning new music, then bike riding, going on solo trips. So this is how you balance your life and believe in karma. That is very important to stay rooted to your actions. The rest follows. Divine helps you. So watch this episode. And if you want to be a guest speaker at our coffee conversation, do visit our website, theemergingindiaforum.com. We are also on social media. Fill in the form, drop in a message, our team will connect with you. We are over 200 plus episodes. Subscribe to our channel. There are interesting conversations like we have with Harsh today at Pure Sin. We do our coffee conversation in person, Zoom. We have done with international guest speakers. So there we are. Enjoy your Sunday. We meet again with another guest speaker. Thank you.